Have you ever stood in a room full of people and still felt completely alone? Have you ever smiled through a conversation while a battle raged inside your mind? Most of us have. Difficult people aren't rare. They're everywhere. The critic, the cynic, the one who belittles without mercy, who challenges your worth without even knowing you. Seneca once wrote, "You must live for yourself. If you live for others, you will die inside." But here's the truth. Stoicism reveals, it's not them, it's not their words, it's not their actions, it's our response to them that builds us or breaks us. There was a time when one cruel comment could ruin my entire day. A single sarcastic remark would echo in my mind for hours, poisoning my mood, stealing my peace, until I realized no one has the power to humiliate you unless you hand them that power. No one can disrupt your soul unless you invite them in. Today, I'm going to show you how to deal with difficult people, not by fighting them, not by fearing them, but by mastering yourself, by becoming the calm in the chaos, the steady mind in the storm. We'll explore the ancient Stoic principles that have transformed emperors, warriors, and ordinary people like you and me into forces of unshakable strength. Because the real victory isn't silencing difficult people. The real victory is rising above them. If you're ready to step into that strength, stay with me. And if you find something today that resonates with you, something that lights a fire inside you, make sure to subscribe. Because this is just the beginning of a journey back to yourself. Now, let's begin. Life is full of personalities we can't control. The neighbor who's always complaining, the passive-aggressive coworker, the family member who brings drama like it's their second job. And sometimes, the hardest part isn't even what they do. It's how much space they take up in our mind afterward. How they steal our peace long after the conversation has ended. But Stoicism teaches something radically empowering. No one can steal your peace. You give it away. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about being emotionally intelligent. It's not about suppressing your feelings. It's about not being enslaved by them. By mastering Stoic principles, you can navigate even the most difficult relationships, not with bitterness, not with fear, but with wisdom and strength. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." You cannot control other people's actions. You can only control your perception and your response. When someone insults you, criticizes you, ignores you, what actually hurts isn't the action itself. It's the meaning you assign to it. If someone calls you stupid, but you know you're intelligent, does it really wound you? Only if you believe there's some truth to it. Your mind is the filter. You can choose to reframe. You can choose to see their negativity, not as a reflection of your worth, but as a window into their struggles. Maybe that rude coworker is deeply insecure. Maybe that critical relative feels powerless in their own life. Maybe that stranger who lashed out is carrying burdens you'll never know about. You can't change them, but you can change your story about them. And when you shift your perception, you shift your experience. When we encounter difficult people, our natural instincts flare up. Anger, frustration, resentment. The Stoics taught that these emotions are not bad, but letting them control us is dangerous. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal, criticism, and scheming throughout his reign. Yet in his meditations, he reminded himself constantly, "You have power over your mind. not outside events. You have the power to pause before reacting, to breathe before retaliating, to choose dignity over drama. There are practical Stoic techniques for emotional mastery. The pause. Take one deep breath before responding. The observer's mindset. Imagine you are watching the situation from outside your body. What would a wise, calm observer do? Negative visualization. Before a meeting, imagine someone will be rude or dismissive. Prepare your mind to remain unfazed when it happens. And perhaps most importantly, practice self-compassion. You're human. You'll feel anger. You'll feel hurt. But don't shame yourself for these emotions. Simply notice them, accept them, and rise above them. That is true resilience. Dealing with difficult people isn't just about surviving encounters. It's about transforming them when possible. Seneca said, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." Sometimes, what we perceive as hostility is simply misunderstanding. That's why communication matters. Stoicism emphasizes speaking clearly, calmly, and with purpose. When you're dealing with someone difficult, listen actively. Don't just hear their words. Try to understand their perspective. Stay grounded. Don't match their tone if they escalate. Ask clarifying questions. Sometimes the fastest way to disarm tension is simply asking, "Can you help me understand what you mean?" Most importantly, seek common ground. You're not trying to win a battle. You're trying to build a bridge, or at the very least, prevent unnecessary warfare. Empathy isn't weakness, it's strategy. Here's how you can immediately apply Stoic principles when dealing with difficult people. Set clear boundaries. If someone crosses your lines, calmly state your limit. "I'm not comfortable being spoken to that way." Boundaries are not walls. They are doors you choose to open or close. Practice voluntary discomfort. Challenge yourself with small discomforts, like tolerating slow service or rude behavior without reacting. Strength is built through training. Use a Stoic journal. After any challenging interaction, journal. What did I control? What did I not control? What virtue did I practice? What can I improve? Develop a Stoic toolkit. Before entering a challenging situation, prepare mentally. Visualize staying calm. Remind yourself of your values. Accept that difficulty may arise and that you are bigger than it. When you train yourself like this, you walk into any situation armed with inner armor. Life will not get rid of difficult people for you, but it can teach you to become the eye of the storm. Calm, centered, unshakable. Imagine living in a world where no insult could pierce you, where no criticism could define you, where no one else's chaos could pull you away from your peace. This isn't fantasy. It's the Stoic path. You can't control how others act, but you can always control how you respond. And in that response, you reclaim your power. If you found something today that lit a fire inside you, if you feel yourself remembering the strength you've always had, then subscribe and stay with us. Because the journey to mastering yourself is the journey of a lifetime.